back again. We're still celebrating Chinese New Year and kind of basing our activities around the theme of Oriental and Chinese. So today we are going to be making some cherry blossoms. So for this, what you'll need is some sort of dead sticks. This is just a piece that I'd found that had snapped off in the garden. A jug or a jar, doesn't matter which. Some tissue paper. I've cut these just into small squares. So I've got a dark pink and a light pink. Obviously then you'll need some scissors and then also some glue. So you can, if you're able to, you can use a hot glue gun, or I'm going to use this Yoo-hoo glue. It needs to be quite a strong glue. Don't really think Pritt Stick will do it. You'll probably need something stronger than that. So if you can't find any twigs, what you can do, you can make these paper flowers, and then you could paint or draw some twigs or sticks onto sort of a piece of paper or even a canvas, and then stick the flowers onto it to make it sort of more of a 2D rather than a 3D. So quite often these flowers and blooms are used to decorate the house around Chinese New Year or at any time really in spring. So as I say, what I've done here, I've just cut out some squares. They're probably about 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres, I guess. But it doesn't matter, you can make them as small or as big as you want. So the good thing about tissue paper is where it's so thin, you can cut more than one flower at a time. And you're going to sort of just cut a petal shape out of this. And what you want to do is to make like a 5-pointed petal. And that probably you think, what does that mean? So if you think of how a 5-point star would go, if you basically kind of draw that shape but make it more rounded so it's petals instead of points. So something similar to what I've got here. Now you can freehand cut this, or you could draw around it or use a template. Now it doesn't matter if they're all slightly different, because actually flowers aren't all exactly the same, they're all different. So even on one plant or one blossom twig, you would have more than one size and shape. So as I say, I'm just literally going to cut out like a 5-point petal, and I'm doing about 8 layers I think at a time to make it quicker, but you can, you know, do as many as you want in one go. So there's 2, 3, and again, if you're not happy with the shape once you cut it, you can always trim a bit off, give it more of a shape that you prefer. But we're going to be scrunching these up, so you're not really going to see, I mean they don't even look anything like a petal at the moment, but I'm sure it will be fine. So what you want to do is take one of each colour, so one of the light and one of the dark. Now what I'm going to do is put the dark at the back. So there's one dark and one light. And what you're going to do is just layer them so that they're sort of, can you see, so that you have one piece in between each petal. So I suppose rotate it sort of about 45 degrees, and you're just going to put a little blob of your glue in between to stick the two together. Now if you are using something like this Yoo-hoo glue, you need to be a bit careful because there's a bit of a knack to it because it goes a bit stringy, and I would recommend when you put it down, make sure you've got a piece of newspaper. So we're just going to stick that round like that, can you see? Okay, so once you've done that, and that you literally only need a tiny little piece of glue, we're just going to scrunch them up and something like that. Okay, so keep doing that with all your pieces of tissue paper till you've got lots of little flowers, little buds. And then you're going to use your glue again, and we're just going to stick these on to the branch. Now you probably best to put a little piece of glue on the end, and then just have a look at your branch and see where you think the flowers would be naturally, where they would naturally sort of grow from. I mean, if you have got any sort of bud points on your twig, then that would be great. So you just need to kind of hold that in place until the glue's sort of half set. As you can see, I've got stringy bits of glue, but I can get those off in a minute. So just keep going until your whole branches or stems are full up with as many blooms as you want, really. So I'll just stick another one on just to show you again. Should we stick this one? We'll stick this up here. And all I'm doing is just kind of sticking it around the stem a little bit, wrapping it round and gluing it on. Okay, so here we are. Here's the finished version of my cherry blossom. Can't wait to see what you make, especially if you maybe make some different colour ones or something a little bit different. Don't forget to come back again tomorrow for another Chinese New Year activity. See you all soon. Bye.